What does a nanny do?
A nanny is in charge of a child's full schedule. They will cook and clean for the children, make sure all their clothes are washed and tidy, their rooms are tidy. She will prepare all their meals, bath them, get them ready for bed. A nanny is a very integral part of a child's life, and if you're wanting to be a nanny for a family, you should try and stay there for a long time because you're going to have a big impact on that child's life.
How much does a nanny earn?
A nanny earns between £8 and £10 after taxes per hour if she's not living with a family. If you're a full-time live-in nanny, you'll be earning anything from £250 per week to £500 per week, depending on what the family needs, how many hours a week they need, and also, most importantly, what experience you have.
What are the best parts about being a nanny?
The best part about being a nanny is that you are an important part of a child's life. They look forward to seeing you, they're happy to see you in the morning, and you have a very close bond with the children that you nanny for. You're not just passing through, so you could be with a family for 5 years or 10 years, some nannies stay for. It can be very rewarding when you teach a child to ride a bike and the happy look on their face, or if they say their first word and you're the person there to see it, or they take their first step. All these things are very rewarding when you're a nanny.
What are the worst parts about being a nanny?
The worst part about being a nanny would probably be when you leave a job and have to say goodbye to the children, because as much as you would like to, you probably aren't going to see them much anymore. Either they don't need a nanny anymore, or the family's moving away, or you're moving away, so it's not convenient for you to be the child's nanny anymore. Also, what can be quite difficult is if you have some conflict with the parents and you have to leave the family, but you're still happy with the children and you and the child are getting on very well, but it's just not working out with the parents. These can be difficulties that you experience as a nanny, and you need to be prepared for them. One of the bad points about being a nanny is if you often don't have much of a life outside of being a nanny because you do work very long hours. That's why nannies who have been in the profession for 10-15 years choose part-time positions. That way they're able to have a partner and maybe have their own children.
Do I need qualifications to be a nanny?
You don't really need qualifications to be a nanny. The most important thing is to have experience. I know it can be sometimes difficult to gain that experience, but if you get a job in a nursery, that can be a good avenue to getting your first nanny job.
How do I advertise my services as a nanny?
If you're wanting to find a nanny job but you don't want to advertise your services through an agency, you can advertise yourself in places like findababysitter.com. Here you choose which areas you would specifically like to work in, you explain all your experiences, and when you're available you can choose the days that you're available, and then you will only be contacted by families who have the requirements that you're offering.
Do I get extra money for babysitting in the evening?
Nannies get paid extra to babysit in the evening, so you can supplement your income by getting babysitting jobs as well, and you'll often earn the normal hourly rate that you get as a nanny if you're babysitting as well.
Is there much travel involved as a nanny?
As a nanny, you should try and find jobs that are close to where you live so that you don't have to travel too far, because you will be working longer hours than most people do, because you need to arrive before a person goes to work and stay at the family's home until the parents come home from work.
Will I be required to travel with a family?
It's quite common for live-in nannies to need to travel with a family. This can be quite fun because the families you work for will probably go to lots of exotic places, and you can see and do things you wouldn't normally get to do.
If I travel with a family, will they pay for everything?
If you're going to be required to travel with a family, they will pay for everything. So I went on a ski trip with the family that I work for, and I got my ski hire and the hotel was paid for, and the children all went off on ski school the whole day, and I just skied all day in France. It was great.
Am I expected to do household chores as well?
Some families may have a full-time housekeeper if you're lucky. Otherwise, you'll probably be asked to do extra chores, so you should be sure that you know about these things before you start a job. It's actually not such a bad thing to do chores, because looking after a child all day and not doing anything else can sometimes be a little bit boring, so having extra things to do, like the family's shopping or the parents cooking, can give you something to do. Bit of a change from just playing with a toddler, which is fun too, but you know.
Do I have to live in if I'm a nanny?
A lot of people think that a nanny is someone who lives with the family. This isn't true at all. Only about 30% of all jobs are live-in.